Welcome to Moments with Michelle and Michael, where you have a mom and a son comparing how life was growing up. Now coming at you, Michelle and Michael.
Hey, everybody! Here we are! Yay!
Hello.
We're back!
Yes.
I got laundry done!
I got the car washed?
Got a question.
I don't remember.
It's been too long. It's been 2 weeks. It's too long.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're back. And we're
back.
And we're back with a whole new set of stuff.
Yes. Are you
And
ready?
it's amazing.
Are you ready?
As I'm ever gonna be.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. You.
Them.
And you.
You.
Are you all ready?
You and you and you and you.
Yes.
And you and you. I'm ready.
Stop pointing. It's impolite.
But I'm using all my fingers. I'm ready. Are you?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm ready.
Are you ready? Because I'm ready. I'm hungry.
Yes. Hi, hungry. My name is Michael.
We need to go eat.
Soon.
But we got to
Yes.
decide where we're going.
There's so many places.
There's
so many places
that my mind and my taste buds are craving for,
Oh, yes.
and they don't exist anymore.
What are we going to talk about today?
Restaurants.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls, because I'm hungry.
Because I'm hungry.
Yes.
And I want to talk about all the places that don't exist anymore so I can just salivate over all their wonderful food.
Yes. So many good places, so many places that are good to be closed, you know.
There are some that I'm glad are not around anymore.
Yeah.
And there's others that I wish would come back.
Well,
and there's some that we have gone to for 20, 30 years that are still around.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Amazingly, they're still around. How, I don't know, but more power to them, right?
Yeah. Well, let's get into the damn thing.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's get into it. So, restaurants. When I was 14, which was just yesterday.
100 million years ago.
Look, you can see my bald spot. You're making me bald and you're making me go gray. Okay. When I was 14. Now listen here. When I was 14. Stop it. When I was 14, I got my very first job. I was a freshman in high school. And my very first job was at a little bitty mom and pop, primarily pop, because there was no mom, hamburger place right around the corner from my mom and dad's place called Patio Pantry.
Yes.
And this establishment has easily changed hands 10 times since then. Easily. I think it's a Mexican place now. Anyway, I got a job there thanks to a very dear friend of mine who lived across the street, Lorraine Hines. And I'll call her and let her know I'm talking about her in this episode. But she worked there because a friend of a friend of a friend owned it. And she got me a job there. And I'm so glad she did because it gave me the experience of working in a regular place for an hourly wage.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was a burger place. We did burgers and pastrami sandwiches and nachos, which we called strips because they were real fresh tortillas that we deep fried and put cheese on and all that fun stuff. French fries, deep fried hot dogs. I know.
Okay.
I know. They were amazing.
Wouldn't that kind of be like corn dogs, though?
No,
Just
these were
without the
actual.
corn?
These were actual. We did corn dogs too, and onion rings that we had to dip in the batter. We had to cut the onions and dip them. I mean, nothing was fresh frozen. Everything was fresh.
Yeah.
The pastrami came in a big chunk of meat. We had to slice it on the meat slicer. Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, I don't like pastrami.
But it was interesting because the uniform was a nurse's outfit with a paper hat, like a nurse's paper hat. Yeah.
That's kind of
weird. With red stripes. Well, we're talking like 1970.
Yeah.
So, we were just coming out of the 60s. So, and the 60s were trying to hold on to the 50s really hard. So that was my first job. And hourly wage then was $1.35 an hour.
Wow.
I know.
You'd have to work like 1,000 hours just to kind of make it in this time.
One day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, when I got hired, everybody there that was hired was being paid $1.35 an hour, but not me.
Okay.
I made $1.85 an hour.
Ooh.
I know.
Moving on up.
Obviously, Norm, who owned the place, saw favor in me, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. But that was my first job. And then from there, I went to Carl's Jr. in Orange County on Golden West and Warner.
Okay.
I wasn't there very long. And when I worked there, it was nothing but dirt fields all around it. There was a, I want to say a Ralph's or something across the street and the post office. And then where the Carl's Jr. was, they were doing construction, but it was all dirt. There was nothing built there at all. The Carl's Jr. today is still there, but there's apartments and houses and a shopping center and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went into retail. But my very first job was at Patio Pantry. And then it turned into, they sold it. Norm sold it to another couple. And it turned into Bun and Burger.
Loved.
Do you remember?
Bun and Burger. Yes.
And when we lived in Fountain Valley, which literally one side was Huntington Beach and the other side was Fountain Valley, right on Newland.
Yeah.
This was in the Huntington Beach side, and we had a house that was kitty corner.
Yeah.
In Fountain Valley.
It was like our house was here. Bun and Burger was like
right there, kitty here. Corner.
Yeah. Yeah. Right across the street. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I was in high school, we had what is now a Taco Bell, I think, across the street, kind of kitty corner from Fountain Valley High School, was a Noggles.
Are you talking about Talbert and Burchard?
Yes.
Okay, that is no longer a Taco Bell. It's like a Chinese fast food place.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was going to school there, it was a Noggles.
Well, yeah. When I went to school there, it was a Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah. And Fountain Valley Elementary School was across the street, which I know doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, we had, there was Alfie's on Warner and Magnolia because Alpha Beta was in the shopping center, and Alpha Beta put in a little coffee shop at the end of the complex, and it was owned by Alpha Beta, and they called it Alfie's. And then when funny. Alpha Beta was bought out, and it wasn't Farmer Boys, it was Farmer Brothers or something bought out Alpha Beta. It was bought out by a gentleman and renamed Magnolia Cafe.
I go to Magnolia Cafe every now and then.
Which it still exists. It's still there. Even during COVID, it's still there.
Yeah.
They have the best cinnamon rolls. The best.
Yeah.
I mean, these babies are big. They're about that big, and they're fresh made. Fresh made. And
So
I remember
good.
when we were living in Fountain Valley, your dad would have me go and get the cinnamon rolls with the icing on the side so he could nuke them and make them all buttery and soft and hot and then put yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
And that's the only place that I know of that you can get a really good Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those, but yeah.
Yeah.
Their food is pretty good.
Good
Their
stuff.
food is pretty good.
Good
yeah.
Stuff. And then the other restaurant that I went to was across the street from Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley, in the shopping center between Warner and Hazard or Edinger.
Well, Miles Square Park went from Warner to Edinger.
So it was like there's a Home Depot there now on the corner. I think that's on Hazard and Magnolia or something. Anyway, maybe not Hazard. Maybe it was Heil. Anyway, there was a little restaurant there. The restaurant is still there, but back when I was in high school, in fact, it was after high school, and your sister was itty bitty. There was a restaurant there called Sambo's. And Sambo's was a huge deal back in the 60s and 70s. Now if Sambo's existed today, it'd probably be a soul food place.
Okay.
Because it was all about a little African boy by the name of Sambo. And Sambo is a very racist name these days. But back then it wasn't. And they had really good food, really, really good food. I think it later turned into a very small version of a Marie Callender's. And now it's a completely different name of a restaurant, but it's a sit-down restaurant. Yeah. And I remember they used to have a Monopoly club that used to go there on Fridays or Saturdays, and they would set up a card table outside of the restaurant, and they would play Monopoly until like midnight outside the restaurant.
Just so everybody knows, I'm really, really good at Monopoly. Like, really good. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't play Monopoly with you at all. I just don't. No, in fact, Todd and Hannah and I played Monopoly last Friday.
Yeah.
She went to jail 7 times.
Don't
laugh. And then, of course, it was, I hate this game. I hate this game.
And she still plays it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, let's see, what other, can you think of any restaurants?
There was a restaurant when we lived in Camarillo.
Oh, yeah.
That I absolutely loved going to. Like, loved going to. And I have to say it's probably because of the name. But it was Happy Steak.
Oh, yes. I remember Happy Steak. Yes.
Yes.
I remember Happy Steak.
So good. Getting cheap T-bone steaks with Dad, you, Mindy. Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can get a cheap T-bone steak anymore.
No. But, it was so good.
And then there was the Elephant Bar in Oxnard that we would go to now and then. I remember going to the Elephant Bar with Kathy and having to drive home because her and Tom got a little too sloshed.
Elephant Bar. I don't remember Elephant Bar.
Do you remember El Torito?
Yes.
El Torito, where you
Still
get
exists.
you get those. They're very, very, very few are still open, but you'd get those cards, the discount cards. If you were a member of the El Torito Club, you'd get those discount cards, and they were always a 10 to 20% off, and they were always a clear plastic where you could see through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Acapulco.
Yeah, kind of like Acapulco. Yeah.
Oh.
Acapulco, I don't know where there's an Acapulco anymore.
I don't believe Acapulcos exist anymore.
Yeah, and
I haven't seen one.
El Torito, I haven't seen an El Torito in a while.
There's an El Torito right down the street from the house.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, aren't you just a lucky duck?
Yes, I am.
And another one. Here's another one. Ready? Farrell's.
Yeah, I want to say Farrell's. They tried to bring it back, and it was kind of good, kind of not. And then I want to say either just before the pandemic or just around the pandemic, it shut down permanently.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Now I had an experience at Farrell's. There was a Farrell's. Of course, the building isn't there anymore because there's now an apartment complex or a hotel or something. But there was a Farrell's on Beach Boulevard across the street from Sports Chalet. I'm trying to think of it.
And Sports Chalet doesn't exist anymore.
But you know where the location is that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
There was a Jack in the Box on the corner.
Which the Jack in the Box is still there.
Right. Okay. So if you're on Beach Boulevard looking at the Jack in the Box, it would have been to the right, which is the entrance to a hotel now.
Yeah.
But there was a building there that was a Farrell's. And I remember going there after shopping at the Huntington Center, which is not the Huntington Center anymore.
No.
When I was pregnant with your sister.
Okay.
And we went to Farrell's because I was craving chocolate chip ice cream. And when I say I was pregnant, I was pregnant. I mean, you couldn't miss it. I was maybe all of 135, 140 pounds. And I couldn't even scoot to the table. I was so big. Okay. And I was craving ice cream. And so we went in there to get ice cream. And I got the ice cream. And we sat and we talked about, what we were doing and the color scheme and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And they brought my mom the ticket, along with a to-go container, which back then were cardboard. They were not plastic. They were cardboard. And inside was a dill pickle weenie dog.
Okay.
And I opened it and I went, "Oh, a pickle weenie dog." And I showed it to my mom. And the girl said, "Well, ice cream and pickles." And I said, "Are you trying to tell me I'm pregnant?" And I scooted back. And she just laughed.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. So Farrell's is another one that is gone by the wayside that my grandkids will never experience. Yeah. Which is really a shame because even Todd's a major ice cream freakazoid. He loves ice cream, pizza, and popcorn. Those are his 3 favorite meals. Ice cream, which is dairy and fruit. This is his philosophy. Dairy and fruit. Pizza, which is bread and meat and vegetables. And then popcorn, which is vegetable. He's getting a square meal. Ice cream.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
I said, "Well, where's the mashed potatoes and gravy?" He goes, "Okay."
Whatever. I'm good with that too.
Yeah. But my grandkids will never experience that because it's gone. It's gone.
It was a cool place.
The other thing is the snack shops in Huntington Beach, like under the pier, that had the burgers and the strips with the cheese and the salsa and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I understand there is a vendor there that still sells the original recipe in Huntington Beach. But I haven't been to downtown Huntington since they remodeled.
That's
which
crazy.
Is not the Huntington Beach I grew up in at all.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what
Sure.
Give me some places, some restaurants that you kind of grew up with that you wish would make a comeback, or just a place that you liked to visit, you know,
like a specialty special occasion kind of place.
Yeah.
Mama Rosa's Pizza, which inhabited a small shop in the shopping center between Bun and Burger and 7-Eleven.
Okay.
There was an Italian restaurant right there. It was called Mama Rosa's. And they made the bomb diggity nookie you've ever had. Now, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Bomb diggity nookie.
It's called... Get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm just trying to my brain is like...
It's pronounced gnocchi. Okay.
Gnocchi.
K-N-U-C-C-I. K-N-U, gnocchi. Okay. But it's like a tortellini kind of thing. Like... Okay. Yeah, it's like cheese rolled up in pasta and then boiled, and oh, so good. So good.
Isn't that kind of like a ravioli?
No, because it's round. It's like about yay round. And it's like wrapped. It's kind of like a tortellini, sort of.
Okay.
But Mama Rosa's Pizza was amazing. There was Coco's. Now, most of the Coco's are closed now.
The one right down from the one right down the street from my house is still open.
Is it? You're lucky.
Yeah.
They had really good chicken fettuccine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And blueberry cream cheese pie.
Ooh.
Grandpa Jerry loved their blueberry cream cheese pie. Oh my God. He would go for like dinner, but he wasn't going for dinner. He was going for the pie.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be Mama Rosa's Pizza, Coco's. H Salt Fish and Chips.
I remember that place.
I loved their fish and chips.
Wasn't there one off of Magnolia and Slater? Or Magnolia and Talbert, where you used to work in the fabric store right next to Savers or Saves, something like that.
There was one. Well, I know that there was one on Warner and Springdale, and there was one where House of Fabrics used to be by the college.
I swear there was one. Remember when
Mountain Valley?
Yeah, when we did that.
Been Magnolia and Talbert.
Yeah. Wasn't there one right there?
Yeah.
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 So good. So good.
Amazing. Yeah. So H Salt Fish and Chips, Mama Rosa's Pizza.
Coco's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, one of the places that I miss when I was doing my clubbing days was a place called Earl's. It was in Orange off of Tustin and Collins. The marquee said Earl's open 25 hours a day, 8 days a week.
Was that for drunk people?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was a kind of like a hole in the wall mom and pop restaurant where they had a smoking patio attached to the restaurant. Some of the greatest food and really, really, really good prices. Like they had this breakfast combo. It was called the number 86. And it was eggs, bacon, sausage, and pancakes for $3.
Wow.
Three. There we go. $3.
Wow.
They had amazing nachos, like amazing nachos. I'm talking like this is the plate. Yeah. So good. We would go, every night after the club, and just get amazing food. They had rabbit poop ice, which was awesome. One of my favorites is rabbit poop ice. Yeah. No, I miss Earl's. It needs to come back. I think it's now a Chinese restaurant.
Of course it is.
Like a pho or something like that. I don't know.
Like a
pho. Let's see. So it's Earl's, Happy Steak, Bun and Burger, because I loved Bun and Burger.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think if there was any other restaurants. Hometown Buffet. Can't really find a hometown buffet anymore.
No, in fact, I was in Hemet the other day in the shopping center where Hometown was back in the day, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. They're now coming out with more Golden Corrals, which don't get me wrong, Golden Corral is good, but it's not a hometown buffet.
Here's another one, Soup Plantation.
Yeah, Soup Plantation was good. Not a huge soup fan, but it was a good place to eat. There used to be a quick service pizza joint in Buena Park at the Buena Park Mall called Pat and Oscar's.
Right.
Anytime you walked in, they handed you a fresh breadstick.
Wow.
Every time. And I normally went just for the breadsticks.
Right. Kind of like Olive Garden.
Yeah. Breadsticks were, I honestly think these breadsticks at Pat and Oscar's were way better than Olive Garden's.
Yeah.
And Olive Garden's got some pretty good breadsticks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many places that are closed down.
Fuddruckers.
The one close to here in Buena Park is closing down.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Now, if Todd were on this podcast, he would be talking about Perry's Pizza.
Yeah. Coco's. Yeah. So good. So good. Perry, I know we had Perry's Pizza not too long ago.
Did you? There's two of them from what I understand, unless the one on in Huntington closed.
The one one's still open. That one's still open.
Okay.
But it's
because I know the one in Garden Grove is still open.
So expensive.
It is. So here's speaking of being expensive. Here's an experience that I just went through.
Okay.
So there was a period of time when Todd and I constantly were going to Subway. Okay. We would go to Subway. We'd buy a foot long. We'd eat half of it. We'd put the other half in the fridge and have it for lunch or whatever the next day. Because they're always good the day after because all the stuff seeps into the bread. So Todd has been on me. I'm craving Subway. I really want Subway. I want to get a Subway, blah, blah. Subway this, Subway that. So finally, I said, all right, I'll go to Subway. I'll get you a Subway sandwich. So I got Todd one a foot long. I got Hannah a foot long. I got Hunter a foot long. I got me a foot long. Okay.
And Hunter ate it all.
It was the most disgusting sandwich I have ever had in my life.
Uh-oh.
It was the worst experience. You know how back in the day they'd put the oil and vinegar, salt and pepper, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
No. It was bread, very little mayo, American cheese, the turkey, toasted, whatever veggies you want on it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I was not impressed. Where was the salt and pepper? Where was the oil and vinegar? What? So I went on their website. If you want oil and vinegar, it's an additional 25 cents.
No, thanks.
If you want salt and pepper, it's an additional 15 cents. $48 later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I walked out with 4 sandwiches.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was like, what?
It's ridiculous, the prices of food these days.
Well, I know that a lot of fast food places have raised their prices because of the new $20 an hour thing, and they're passing it down to the consumer.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There was a time that me and Michelle went to Carl's Jr. and it was like almost $40 just for me and her. It's ridiculous. Like, I'd rather spend $40 on groceries, but at that time, I really
wanted
what
most people are doing. In fact, I spoke to, and I wish I had got it not on video for one of our podcasts that we do, but I was talking to an employee at Walmart not too long ago in the grocery section, and the grocery department was super packed. And the Elsinore Walmart does not have a fast food place inside like most of the Walmarts do.
Yeah.
The Elsinore store does not have a fast food place, which I thought was odd, but in a way it's kind of good. Okay. And I was asking one of the workers in the grocery department, and I said, boy, the grocery department at Walmart is really, really busy all of a sudden. I've noticed that a lot more people are in the grocery department. And this girl, manager of one of the sections, pipes up and says, it's because nobody can afford fast food anymore.
Yeah.
And people are now buying air fryers, and they're buying frozen potatoes and frozen pizza rolls and they're air frying everything, and they're doing their air fryer instead of buying it at a fast food place. And if you think about it, the power usage on those air fryers and buying the stuff to put in the air fryer, the food, the frozen, whether you put fresh or frozen in there, is cheaper than going to a fast food place.
You know, I actually read something, I think on like Facebook or something. And just so you guys know, if it's not on Facebook or the internet, it doesn't exist. It's not true. No, I had read that, people are more going to do home food than going out because it's just too expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, it's crazy.
You know, my women's group, Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs, plug. There you go, Robbie. I have my network meeting at Golden Corral. Okay. Yeah. Well, Golden Corral is kind of like a hometown buffet. You pay for your dish, and then you go eat as much as your belly can handle. Okay. A senior meal at Golden Corral, because you get a discount if you're over 62, I think, is $14.99.
Yeah.
Doesn't include a drink. Yeah. Okay. A regular lunch, because it's at lunchtime, because I can't afford the dinner. It's at lunchtime. A regular lunch is $16.99.
Yeah.
Doesn't include a drink. Okay. So every time I go, all right, I get a senior meal. Sometimes I will get 2 senior meals and hand one to Hannah.
Yeah.
Because she's considered an adult, but her belly's not as big as my belly, obviously. And so she's not going to eat $16 worth of food. I barely can eat $14 worth of food.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because of the pay rate increase, they have to accommodate it somehow. And so the consumer, which is you and me and all of you out there, are paying for that. Okay. But I know that the stuff at Golden Corral is freshly made because you can see them cooking it.
Yeah.
It's not fresh frozen. They get heads of lettuce and chop it right in front of you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Which brings up another memory of another restaurant that I've gone to one time in my entire life, and that was Benihana's. I've never been to a Benihana's after that one time.
I've never been there.
Was not impressed.
Been there. Yeah.
Anyway, so I do Golden Corral. Now, Todd and I 10, 15 years ago used to go to Hometown Buffet all the time. Yeah. Because it was easy with the kids. We could they could get their pizza. The other one is John's Incredible Pizza. You can get, the buffet thing at John's Incredible Pizza. The difference is they have games.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's more of a Chuck E. Cheese on steroids, if you get my drift.
Good old Chuck E. Cheese.
I know. Hannah, we passed a Chuck E. Cheese the other day, and Hannah says, I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in a long time. But they don't have the animatronics anymore.
No, it's too much money to keep to upkeep everything.
Yeah, for the maintenance cost and all that. Yeah,
that's the one thing that kind of bugs me is all these workers are demanding a higher rate. All right, I'm with that. You guys are making the food, cool.
Right,
make the higher rate, but when you go into a fast food place, like for me, I went to a McDonald's couple days ago, and instead of walking up to the counter and talking to somebody, I get introduced to a computer tablet where I have to put my order in. Well, then why are you asking for $20 an hour if I'm the one that's having to put my order in? If I'm the one that's having to do everything that you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right. That's like going to a grocery store and doing self-checkout. I'm sorry, I don't do self-checkout because I'm not getting paid.
I've discovered that Walmart is taking their self-checkout out.
Good.
Because
100%
not because they're trying to make it convenient for the consumer, but because of theft.
Yeah. 100%.
So what people are doing is they're taking items from the grocery section, they'll have a TV in their cart, and they'll put like a box of cake mix in front of the UPC code, and they'll scan it.
Yep.
Now, the employees are not allowed to stop anybody as they walk out the door. They have to let that person just steal. They're not allowed to stop. Okay. So because of the theft aspect of it, they're getting rid of it because they're losing money with the self-checkout.
I know this isn't food related or restaurant related, but if they're going to take out the self-checkout, then they need to get rid of that person that's checking the receipts.
Well, did you know that in the state of California, in like places like Walmart and Target, like department stores,
yeah,
legally, they can't ask you to stop and show.
Oh,
but I know. Costco and Sam's Club, absolutely they can, because of the fact that they're a membership store.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to make sure that they got all their products, and that they were charged correctly.
Right.
Okay, I get that. But to be forcefully stopped in a Walmart to check a receipt to make sure that you didn't steal, I'm sorry. I'm not okay with that. You just
did yourself at a self-checkout?
Yeah.
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 We could go on and on and on about that conspiracy. Okay.
Sorry, that it just
Yeah, I know it irritates me too. I don't do self-checkout unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up a place that I absolutely love. That because you were talking about, Subway sandwich and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There is a place at downtown Disney here, for all of those that
haven't been there,
not in California. This place called Earl of Sandwich.
Is it kind of like a Subway?
It's kind of like a Subway. You don't get to create your own sandwich. They have pre-selected sandwiches.
Right.
But they have a sandwich that is a year-round sandwich. It's called the holiday sandwich, and it's turkey, stuffing, gravy, cranberry sauce.
Yeah. So it's a Thanksgiving sandwich that's year-round.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Amazing.
Yes, please.
Amazing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so good.
Yes, please.
So good. Yeah, that's the only sandwich I'll get from that place.
So I'm sitting here trying to think. Arby's is another one that is kind of sort of still around.
I actually went to Arby's last week. No potato cakes though. They don't do potato cakes anymore.
What?
Yeah. They haven't done potato cakes in like 5 years. Yeah. Yeah. So pissed.
Kind of makes my beef and cheddar and my Jamocha shake kind of not exist without the potato cakes.
I know, right? Yeah.
What the heck is that about, huh?
Still love Arby's though.
Oh yeah, Arby's is good. But there was a couple of other restaurants that popped into my brain and then popped right out, I guess because I'm not supposed to remember them. Huh? Oh, Kentucky Colonel. So let me tell you a story about Kentucky Colonel.
KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have a Kentucky Colonel that's close to a laundromat we used to go to. And Hunter, your nephew, loves Kentucky Colonel. Okay.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, I want to go over there. Well, Kentucky Colonel and Taco Bell have merged. Okay. I think it's Kentucky Colonel and Taco Bell.
So you can get a bean burrito and a piece of chicken at the same place.
Yeah. However, their buckets of chicken are half the size.
Yep.
And $10 more.
Yep. Instead of a bucket, it's in a box. Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but there was a couple of other places. I mentioned H Salt, Rosa's. Yeah. Uncle Pete's. Now that's a kind of a mom and pop place that your grandmother used to go to all the time. It was over there by the courthouse in Westminster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're kind of a mom and pop, hole in the wall, really good food though kind of place. We haven't been there since the last time my mom was there.
Yeah.
Which was a while ago. Like,
do you remember ever going to the Pancake House, the original Pancake House?
Yes. That you're referring to the original Pancake House, which is IHOP.
No.
No.
No, it's actually called the original Pancake House.
No, I went to IHOP.
It's on Lincoln. What is it? Lincoln, in between Harbor and State College. And it's only open for breakfast and lunch. But like the pancakes are like
plate size.
This size.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Phenomenal food. And it's really hard to get in there because it's so busy in the mornings.
Yeah.
But phenomenal breakfast food.
Yeah.
Not a huge IHOP fan.
No.
Not a huge IHOP fan.
Way too expensive. The one over there by Knott's Berry Farm is a closet.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a closet. It's super, super tiny, like super, super tiny. But for me, I would love Mama Rosa's to come back.
Okay.
Beach Boulevard in Heil, there was a pizza place there. It was called Big O Pizza.
Uh-huh.
I got to tell you a granddaddy story about that one. Okay. So there was a time that Kathy and I, your Aunt Kathy and I think we were 10 and 11 maybe. And it was a Friday night. Dad had gotten paid from the union. Friday night was pizza night. We always got pizza at Big O Pizza. They had the thickest mozzarella cheese. Oh my God, it was so good. And Dad would pull into the parking lot, and because you couldn't order over the phone, you had to go in and order. So he would go in, and us girls would go in with him. We would order our pizza, and then he would put us back in the car. And right next door was a hole-in-the-wall bar. And he would go in the bar, have a couple of drinks while he was waiting for the pizza, leaving Kathy and I in the car. Mm-hmm. And one time, I'll never forget this. One time, that scenario happened, and Kathy had to go to the bathroom. And so I took Kathy into the pizza place to see if she could use the bathroom, and they wouldn't let her use the bathroom. So I walked out, and I walked in the bar with Kathy, found my dad sitting at the bar talking to some lady, walked right past him, said, "Hi, Daddy," and headed for the bathroom.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, they can't, and he went to the bathroom. What are you girls doing? Kathy had to go to the bathroom. Hurry up, we gotta go, hurry up, pizza's done, hurry up. So on the way home, he gets the pizza, get in the car. On the way home, he's telling us, now don't tell your mom that you went into the bathroom in the bar. Don't tell your mom because she'll get mad. Don't tell your mom. Okay. I'm like 10 or 11. I'm not thinking anything of it. His dad was a social butterfly when he was intoxicated. And so we go home, we have our pizza, and a few days later, Dad is in the kitchen and he's making himself a drink. And I pipe up and I said, "Daddy, that looks like the drink you were having the other day when we got the pizza." And he says, "Huh? What? Huh? What drink? I didn't have a drink." And Kathy pipes up and says, "Yeah, don't you remember when I had to go to the bathroom and you were sitting at that table with that nice lady?"
Oh my gosh.
And he's, "What nice? I don't know what you're talking about. You had to go to the restroom. I took you to the restroom. I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so we had our dinner and we went about our business. And maybe an hour later, I could hear Mom and Dad arguing with each other.
Oh my gosh.
Oops.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I recently, before your grandmother passed, I brought that situation up to my mom. And my mom said, "Boy, you really threw your dad under the bus that day, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, but I didn't realize I was doing it. I didn't know I was only 11.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Yeah. Good old Dad. But he had to go. And so from that point on, every time pizza was ordered, Mom went.
Why? So she could go into the bar?
No. She went, she ordered the pizza. She sat in the chair inside the restaurant and she got the pizza. Hilarious.
That's crazy.
Are you looking for my keys, Todd? Okay. You're going to go get Hunter? Okay. Be careful. Yes, call me, please. Thank you. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, and 31 flavors.
We already talked about that. See, the thing about me with podcasts is I have family members that like to interrupt. The phone will ring, they'll walk in.
Oh, yeah.
They're lucky they're family.
Right. There's only a few other places that I wanted to talk about. One of them, with you talking about pizza, a place that me and Dad used to go to all the time. What a Lot of Pizza.
Yes.
Do you remember What a Lot of Pizza?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We'd get off work from installing garage doors and, go and get a pizza and some movies because there was a video store right next door.
It wasn't Blockbuster, was it?
No, it was a mom and pop
freaking
place. It was a cool little place, but What a Lot of Pizza. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There was a place, I want to say Edinger and Golden West, maybe a little farther down, called Taco Mania. you probably don't know about Taco Mania.
I don't know, but I know about Tito's Tacos.
I don't know about Tito's Tacos.
That was on Ballin Beach.
For
all of you that don't live in Southern California, in Orange County, we're naming streets that are actually in the Orange County area in Southern California.
Yeah.
Where we all grew
guys.
up.
Yeah. No, Taco Mania.
If you have restaurants where you are that
let us know.
We're coming back, let us know. Put it in the chat. Whatever. Let us know. Because if they don't exist anymore and we never experienced them, we might want to. You know, if you want to come back on and do an episode 2 about restaurants, we'll be happy to have you on board.
Of course. Yeah, Taco Mania was really good. Oh my gosh. There was another place, and the one place that I used to frequent a lot, and now not so much, because it's really expensive, is Hawaiian barbecue place called The Loft on Beach and Warner.
Okay.
Phenomenal Hawaiian food.
There was, Beach and Warner, there was a Ocean View Elementary School was there, and they built that tower, the Charter Tower right there. What was that barbecue? Tony Roma's, I think. Yeah. Is that the barbecue place that the company you're talking about took over? Was Tony Roma's?
No.
Okay.
No. Tony Roma's was replaced by, a lot of places. It recently was a Slater's 50/50 that closed down.
Okay.
But it's in that shopping center.
Yeah, okay.
Really good Hawaiian food. Just a little pricey though. For me and Michelle, it was like in between $40 to $50 for like a bowl. Like,
wow.
But it's so worth it.
Yeah.
One place that I kind of remember that's slowly going away that I wish wasn't going away, Crisson Pits.
Yeah. Yeah, there used to be one on Harbor right at the 22 freeway.
No, that was a Love's.
Oh, that was a Love's. Okay.
There was one on Harbor and Heil.
Okay.
Or in that vicinity, but
yeah.
There used to be a bunch of them here in Southern California, and I think there's only like 2 left.
Wow.
Really good steak and shrimp.
Wow.
Yeah, Crisson Pits, bomb diggity.
See, and all these places that we're talking about that were amazing for us during our childhood and early adulthood and everything, your niece and nephew are never going to experience. Because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
There's restaurants inside Disneyland that don't exist anymore that you and I used to go to back in the day that your niece and nephew are never going to experience.
It's sad.
Like,
it's sad.
The Rainforest Cafe doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. ESPN Zone doesn't exist anymore. They just closed down Tortilla Joe's. They're building a huge Mexican restaurant in that area, but they closed down like 3 restaurants to build this one restaurant. Ridiculous.
So inside California Adventure, does the bread making place still exist?
Yes.
And Wolfgang's isn't there anymore, right?
Wolfgang's was never there.
Yeah, Wolfgang Puck used to have a restaurant right there inside California Adventure when they first opened.
I don't believe so.
Because I remember Todd telling me that when California Adventure was being built and he was designing a section of California Adventure, the name of it escapes me at the moment. Wolfgang Puck was there, and he was building near where they do the bread making. He was building a restaurant there that didn't last for very long.
The only place that I remember that was right next to the bread place, the sourdough bread place, was Mission's Tortilla Factory.
That might have been after the fact. I don't know. All I know is that in downtown in California Adventure, there is a facility. I don't know what you would call it, snack shop, whatever. that makes corn dogs, not counting the stick on the corn dog. The corn dog is about that long and about that big around.
Yeah, that's Corn Dog Castle.
Yeah. Good corn dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Really good corn dogs.
Really good corn dogs.
Really good corn dogs. Yes.
Yeah, no, that I want to say that's still there.
Now, the last time I was at Disney, Flicks was still there.
Which it's not there anymore.
Right, because Todd had just helped them design Flicks, and he was part of that production of Flicks. And then he left, and it was probably easy 5 years they took Flicks. I never got to see Flicks, ever. They took Flicks out and put in the Cars Land thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Tower of Terror, I know the tower is still there, but I don't know what it's called now.
It's the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Escape or something like that.
And they had the soap opera place where General Hospital had their stuff, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah, that's now Pixar stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My favorite place to eat inside Disney was Blue Bayou.
Yeah, their food there,
it sucks now.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I prefer going to Plaza Inn.
Breakfast at the Carnation place.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Well, even then, breakfast at the Plaza Inn was amazing because they would allow you. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet, and they allowed you to get like sandwich bags and fill it with food and walk out. There was one time me and Michelle went, and I literally got like a medium-sized Ziploc bag and filled it with bacon and was eating bacon.
Did you take the bag in, or did they give it to you?
No, I took it in.
Oh, okay.
And I was eating bacon the entire day. I was eating bacon the entire day. It was amazing. Hilarious. Amazing.
I definitely would not put that past you, but that's hilarious.
Oh, so good. So good.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So let's talk about some other like bigger restaurants, amusement kind of restaurants. They're on Beach Boulevard. One of them used to be a pirate's place.
Still there.
Is it still there? Yep. And then you have the Knight in Shining Armor place.
Medieval Times.
But there was another one that was there that closed. I know Ripley's isn't there anymore.
No.
There was another one. Oh, the Coca-Cola place. Remember, there was a Coca-Cola restaurant that you could go to, and everything was Coca-Cola. It was right on the corner of La Palma and Beach, across from Knott's Berry Farm. And you could buy all the little Coca-Cola tchotchkes and stuff.
I know they had like a little store right next to Claim Jumper.
Right.
In between Claim Jumper and McDonald's, there was like a little shopping strip that had a Coca-Cola place.
Right. But that place was like, it was like a restaurant. You could go in there and get burgers and fries, and you could get like soda fountain shakes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I never went in there. So I don't know.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love Claim Jumper, the 7-layer chocolate cake.
Claim Jumper is okay. Just like Red Lobster is okay. Like, not a huge fan. They are closing Red Lobster.
Red Lobster for lobster on her 21st birthday, and she hated the lobster.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah. We took her there for her birthday and ordered her steak and lobster. She ate the steak and couldn't stand the lobster. She said it squeaked in her teeth. She didn't like it.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not going there.
No. No.
Yeah, no, Red Lobster, not a fan. The only thing I like from Red Lobster is the rolls.
Yeah.
The cheddar bay biscuits. Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
We could go on and on all the places.
We could.
You know.
But I want those that are watching this, I want you guys right there. You right there.
Right there.
I want you to tell us what your favorite restaurants are that either still exist, barely exist, or don't exist in your little part of this world. We want to know, because eventually we're going to take this podcast like literally on the road, like literally, like we're going to hit Desert Road, Havasu.
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah.
We want to know. We want to know what your favorite restaurant is so we can look it up and look at the menu and have them Uber eat us food from Arkansas.
God. That would be amazing.
They can drone it. I can drone it too.
Oh my God.
But we want to know. We want to know. Yeah. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know.
Let us know what your guys' favorite places are.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Craziness. Is there any other restaurants you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Can't think of any, but you know what? We can always do an episode 2 if we think of anything. Maybe have some people on from other areas of this wonderful world that we live in that, you know, maybe we can get somebody here that knows of a place that did soul food or a fishery or, we want to bring us the food. Bring us the food.
Yes. Well, on that note, I think I'm going to call it.
What are you going to call it?
That we're leaving.
Is that the name of our new restaurant? We're leaving?
We're leaving.
We're leaving.
We're getting on the road and leaving.
We're leaving. All right. Well, stay tuned for that one.
On the road again. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching our craziness.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, but
that's
what we do here.
It comes naturally. It comes naturally.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you next time. And we're going to be doing a lot of these. I don't know what the subject matter for the next one's going to be yet, but you know what?
Why don't you guys tell us?
If it's a surprise for me, it'll be a surprise for you too.
Yes.
Yes. Make suggestions. Send us a message.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Get the food out of your beard. You're really. Are you going to eat it later?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm saving this down here.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, if you can have it here, I can have it here, you know?
No, that's two different things.
No.
Yeah,
I don't have a beard.
Well, I don't have. Never mind.
Yeah, you do.
All right, guys. Until the next one, who's driving?
You are.
Okay. So then you're going to get the snacks.
Sure.
No?
I'll get them. Can't guarantee they'll make it to the car, but I'll get them.
Hey now. We got a long ways to go and a short time to get there.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm so glad we have the porta potty hooked up to the back of the car.
Oh my God. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Enjoy life.
Yeah.
And
we'll see you on the road.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. You're not driving.
Oh, sorry.
Bye, everybody.